was last week and I entirely forgot to record this. So here we go, filling in the blanks. But I typically start my day at the gym at least 4 days out of the week. I help open up the doors. I coach the morning class. I have small group personal training. I coach the late morning class. And then I usually get a workout in myself. If I'm not coaching the early morning, I normally try to be there. If there's new members, I like to be there, greet them. If I have the ability to work out myself, if I didn't have too long of a night in the office, I try to. I like to be as present as I can be over all the different classes that we have going on throughout the day. But this is what the early portion of my morning looks like. One thing I started incorporating into my day lately is morning sunlight exposure. If I'm at the gym, I simply pull out a bench or a chair, try to spend some time in the sun. It's well known morning sunlight helps to reset your circadian rhythm. It signals your body that it's time to wake up, be alert. It won't only make the start of your day easier, but it will help you at night with improved sleep quality and longer sleep duration, right? So, just for that reason itself, you would be silly not to do it if you can fit it in your routine. But beyond that, exposure to sunlight increases the production of serotonin, a hormone associated with boosting mood and helping you feel calm and focused, which is super important for me because I like to tackle some or most of my creative work in the morning. It really helps me set a positive tone for the day, which puts me in a better mood. And we all know we are more productive when we're in a better mood. Just wrapped up my workout, so I recently have been following a program we created for our online business. We created this by utilizing something called an adaptive volume chart as its cornerstone. It essentially is all the most up-to-date science done by people like Dr. Eric Helms, Dr. Brett Schoenfeld, and a few more big names in the sports science industry, all piled into a chart to tell you how much work per muscle group you should be doing to get optimal results. It'll maximize your performance, it'll maximize your recovery, and it minimizes your injury risk. We also use this approach at our gym, and combining this with the principles of progressive overload, it makes sure that our athletes and members get the most bang for their buck. Just something to think about. If you're not feeling good while you're training, obviously your body is not optimally recovering. All right. Post-workout nutrition, super important for optimizing blood sugar regulation, enhancing recovery, managing cortisol levels, and promoting some muscle growth. I usually like to try and fast track some creatine with some easy to digest carbohydrates in form of a shake right after I'm done working out, simply because that's when your muscles are more insulin sensitive, meaning they can take up glucose from the blood more effectively without spiking your insulin levels. Intense workouts, let it be weightlifting, CrossFit, whatever it is, increases cortisol, which can lead to muscle breakdown if not managed properly. When it comes to food, I like to prioritize some complex carbohydrates like potatoes, brown rice, quinoa. I include some protein sources like here I got a pork chop and some steak patties. It can also be plant-based like tofu, lentils, healthy fats like avocados, nuts, seeds to help with nutrient absorption today. That comes from the steak. But all in all, Got to make sure you're getting your greens in too. Stay healthy. It's time to make a cup of coffee, tackle some computer work. This is where I do anything from nutritional and personal training client check-ins, functional blood chemistry analysis, um, calls on those analysis calls, create personal training protocols, back end work for both of our gym thriving on. And this is now where I utilize my motion to-do list. It helps me prioritize my tasks effectively, ensures I tackle critical items first, and I'm also a visual person, so having this all laid out in front of me helps me not feel overwhelmed. It tells me what I need to do, in what order, which helps prevent any decision fatigue that might settle in, makes it easier for me to stay on track. And the cool thing, still get to check things off, which gives me a sense of achievement and progress, which helps with instant gratification. Always a plus. All right, calling it a day. Had a long day at the office. Um, didn't really leave the computer until 8:45. Getting some, I don't know if you guys can see, getting some Chipotle tonight. Didn't really feel like cooking at 9 p.m. Now, one thing that we get asked a lot is workload, work capacity. Don't get me wrong, burnout is very much real, but so is overtraining. And just like in the gym, where you spend 30 minutes one day, 2 days later, you go 30 minutes. You can do the same thing when you're trying to start your side hustle, when you are trying to run your business while doing school on the other side, while you have multiple businesses, while you're trying to, level up as an entrepreneur, as an individual. It doesn't really matter what it is. As long as you build that workload and some of that capacity over time, consistency wins almost everything. The most optimal plan is not going to be optimal unless you can stick with it. So take it easy. We're going to call it a night.